Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys had a good night tonight. Unfortunately for myself, it was a good night as well. Not for NBA, but some other stuff went pretty well for me. But if you don't know who I am, my name is Chuck. I make videos for NBA. I make videos for NBA. I said that twice. I don't know why, but all these videos get posted on this subreddit right here, DF Sports. I make updates with all the news that comes out. People talk strategy here. You can talk strategy, ask me questions. I will always respond to you. As you see, if you have questions about the slate, stuff like that. Excuse me. I'll always respond to you. So check that out. Also, if you need to get a hold of me on Twitter, if you need to get a hold of me privately, you can do so here. My Twitter is Tory Langley 1992 or Shook Go. So let's take a look at my lineups from tonight. So as you can tell from my balance, it went up a lot. And you're probably wondering why. CSGO season, baby. CSGO season. What's good? Esports season. Okay, so this was a $333 entry, I want to say. Let's take a look, actually. Where's the entry? Where's to show you the entry? Contest detail. Yeah, $333 CSGO GPP. I was so close to winning $10,000. I was so close, but yeah, this just instantly turned my day into a profitable day. So I cannot complain whatsoever about NBA, even though I swapped off the nuts in NBA before lock once MB got rolled out. But it's a phenomenal day regardless, with getting fourth place in the $333 GPP for CSGO. I was so close to the 10K. I was so freaking close. What's funny is I actually built this lineup at one point, but I felt like I needed to get a Furia player in my lineup, and that was Caserado. But I actually had this lineup at one point. But unfortunate, I didn't get to stay with it because I swapped to Caserado, which is fine. I thought I needed a piece of Furia, but it didn't go my way. Let's go over Showdown. So Showdown did very, very well. The core that I have for Showdown was Dame, Ingram, and Hernangomez. They all smashed, and then I rounded it out with Jackson Hayes, Trendon Watford, and CJ McCollum. And on the main slate, just super, super unfortunate here. So I'm really mad at myself, right? Really, really mad at myself. So I had Josh Giddey, I had Jalen Williams, I had Willie Hernangomez, and I had, who else did I have? And I had Malik Beasley over Jared Vanderbilt. And then Embiid gets ruled out. And I'm like, okay, I need to get Maxey in my lineup. I need to get Bomba in my lineup because he was starting too. I was like, okay, I need to move things around. And then I swap. I swap off Giddey. I swap off Jalen Williams. Oh, I also had Brandon Ingram in that lineup too. I had Brandon Ingram, Josh Giddey, Jalen Williams, Willie Hernangomez. All of which absolutely broke the slate outside of Willie. I swapped from that, and I had Beasley over Vanderbilt. I swapped to that to Dort, Vanderbilt, Melton, Maxey, and Ja Morant. And as you can see, the outcome, the lineup that I originally had, I think would have been top five. I believe would have been like top five. It was up there. It absolutely broke the slate. And I swapped to this once Embiid gets rolled out because, yep, I wanted Maxey, I wanted Melton. I swapped back to Vanderbilt. It's just unfortunate. But the core that I have for today was Dennis Schroeder. He absolutely smashed. Tyrese Maxey was a core play for me as well. He absolutely smashed. Mo Bamba was a core play for me as well. He absolutely smashed. And then I have Malik Beasley as a core play, too. He did very, very well. He smashed as well. He wasn't in my lineup. I told everyone I was going to play Vanderbilt over Beasley, but Beasley was a core play. So the core absolutely smashed today. And then I rounded out my lineup with Ja Morant, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Lou Dort, D'Anthony Melton, and unfortunate, By the way, D'Anthony Melton, if you played him, you got extremely, extremely unlucky. He was one of the best value plays on the slate, if you consider ownership. And I, okay, I had Willie Hernan-Gomez in my lineup, and then I saw that Jonas Valanciunas' injury was just a bone bruise. It was like a contusion, and I was like, okay, there's Jovel's gonna play, and then I didn't leave room for Hernan-Gomez, and yeah, ended up actually working out. If you played Hernan-Gomez today, he was the best play on the slate. He was literally the best play on the slate at that current ownership. Best play on the slate, and it wasn't even close. And you got very, very, very unlucky. But let's go over this 4-game slate. It's going to be a really, really quick one, guys. I won't keep you here too long. We're just going to fly right through this. So, good matchup here for Toronto. I think Siakam, now that the prices come down, is a reasonable play at this price tag. We do have everyone back though. I think he's still fine in a good matchup. Fred VanVleet's price came down. If the ownership's low, I do like him for GPPs. We're gonna have to monitor. I do believe. How many minutes has he been playing? I do believe. Yeah, he's been playing full minutes since coming back. Played 35 here. So you know what they're going to do. Nurse runs a tight rotation. They're going to play their guys huge minutes. So I do like Siakam and Fred VanVleet as contrarian GPP plays. Scotty Barnes, no. I think Jakob Poeltl, once again, looks pretty good to me. He won't play huge minutes, but if he continues to play, close to 30 minutes, he's such a good point per minute guy. He most likely does pay off this price tag with more upside to cap that. So it's a good matchup too. I always want to target centers against Daniel Gafford because Daniel Gafford is just atrocious defensively against centers, fantasy-wise. Don't fact-check me on that, but I'm pretty sure. I just always attack Daniel Gafford. So I think Jakob Poeltl looks like a very good play at 6.2K. OG, no. Everyone else, I will definitely stay away from. Let's move on to Washington. So we do have Porzingis back, but we have Monte Morris out. Porzingis, no. No, thank you. Fine contrarian play. We'll keep an eye on if he's going to be limited. It's his knee. I assume he'll be on a limit. We'll see. I think Bradley Beal's still in play. Reason being, his minutes have been way, way up of late. I know he'll lose some usage from Kristaps Porzingis, but I think the shot attempts will still be there. My only concern is I really don't like the matchup and I don't like the pace of this game. So this game seems pretty sloggy. Could be a bad fantasy game. So that's my only concern, but I think he's still in play. Kyle Kuzma, no thank you. I'd much rather go to Bradley Beal with Porzingis back. Kyle Kuzma definitely gets the biggest hit with Porzingis back. Loses rebounding opportunities, stuff like that, which he normally can stuff the stat sheet with. Porzingis definitely kills that. Gafford gets a huge usage hit as well. Don't really like that. Denny kind of out of play for me at 5K with him back, but no Monte Morris. I assume Delon Wright's going to continue to start, continue to play around 30 minutes. Good point per minute guy. He'll have the ball in his hands a decent amount. I think he is a pretty good value at that price. Goodwin will get the backup point. I don't really have too much interest, and that will do it for Washington. Let's move over to Philly. So I like some things here, even if Embiid plays. But if Embiid plays, I think he's my favorite spend up on the slate. I don't think Dallas has been good against opposing bigs. I would have to look that one up, but the price has come down to 10.8K, which seems too cheap for Joel Embiid. So I do like Joel Embiid. I think he's one of my favorite spend ups on this slate, or my favorite spend up on the slate outside of Halliburton. I think I'd rank him second closely. But yeah, I think Joel Embiid could just absolutely feast here. So sign me up for some Joel Embiid if he plays. Harden's a fine GPP play, but I much prefer Tyrese Halliburton at a similar price if Halliburton plays. And the value. So Harris Maxey, I still think they're a bit too cheap here, even if Joel Embiid plays. I know they lose usage, but Maxey's minutes have kind of been fluctuating of late. Like if you get a game where they extend him and he plays over 30 minutes, this price tag is too cheap. So I still think Maxey is firmly in play, even if Embiid plays. Tobias Harris seems like a pretty safe play at this price tag, even if Embiid's in. I'm not going to go to the value though. I believe Tucker got into massive foul trouble tonight, but if Embiid's out, you guys know what to do. Like James Harden would look really good. Tobias Harris would be one of the better plays on the slate. Tyrese Maxey would be one of the best plays on the slate. D'Anthony Melton, I would really like for value. He got into early foul trouble. He was a phenomenal value today. He would look amazing to me for value. And then we'll monitor who they start at the 5. So I don't know what they do. They started PJ Tucker tonight at the 5. He got into massive foul trouble. So you saw big minutes for Paul Reed. Game blew out. I don't think. Listen, this is kind of fool's gold here. He's not going to play 29 minutes again. PJ Tucker got into foul trouble. They started PJ Tucker at the 5. The game also blew out. If you take a look, hopefully the popcorn machine has it up. They don't. But I believe a lot of his minutes came in the blowout, like the last 5 or so minutes, and then plus PJ Tucker foul trouble. The thing is, if PJ Tucker starts at the 5, you always have the run-in to risk. Actually, Montrez has been out of the rotation. I don't even know what I'm doing with my own team. But if Paul Reed will get the backup 5, I think he's solid. Just don't expect 29 minutes again. If there's a situation where Paul Reed starts, then I absolutely love him for value. He would be probably the best value play on the slate. So keep an eye on the Embiid news. A lot to like here with Philly. Even if Embiid plays, I love Embiid. I think Harris, Maxey are still fine. And then don't really like anything else outside of those 3. Let's move on to Dallas. So Luka, Kyrie, they're still overpriced in my opinion, with these 2 eating into each other's usage. So they're just tournament only plays for me. Wood not playing enough. Tim Hardaway Jr., no thank you. This team is a complete stay away for me personally. On to the Pacers, and I like quite a bit here in a really good matchup against the Spurs. Fast-paced game. Both teams aren't too good at defense. Both teams play very fast. If Tyrese Haliburton plays, I absolutely love him at 9.2K. I think he makes for one of the best spend-ups point per dollar. Him and Embiid, clear number 1, clear number 2 for me on this slate. I really like Tyrese Haliburton if he plays. I like Miles Turner quite a bit too at 7.4K in a really good spot against the Spurs. Really good point per minute guy. Probably get you a double-double. Really good defender, can get those block steals. I like Miles Turner quite a bit. I think Buddy Hield, even at 5.6K, is completely fine. This seems a little bit too cheap. He has a ton of upside when he's hitting his shots. I don't mind it. When's the last game they played? The 28th? Yeah, I have no interest. I have no issue if you want to go to Buddy Hield, even if Tyrese Haliburton is in. Mathurin, just there for me. Fine play. Fine filler play. And I wouldn't really go to anyone else. But if Haliburton's out, that's where things get tricky. Then I really like Turner. I really like Buddy Hield at this price. TJ McConnell, Andrew Nembhard would both look amazing at their respective prices. Mathurin gets a usage bump. He would be solid. Naismith, I think, is playable regardless, but he gets a boost. So a lot to like with this Pacers team tomorrow, especially if Haliburton is out. On to the Spurs. I don't know what to do with this team. I really don't. We have Vassell back. I assume he'll be on the limit. We have Keldon questionable. We have Trey Jones questionable. We have Branham questionable. We have Langford out. Roby Kemberge out. So I really don't know what to do with this team. Let's say everyone's in. If everyone's in, I don't really have too much interest in this team. Like I said, I believe Vassell will be on a limit, so can't go there. Trey Jones, probably on the limit, can't go there. Keldon loses usage with those 2 in the lineup. Still playable and has a ceiling. I think my favorite would probably be Zach Collins. Probably plays around 30 minutes, good point per minute guy in a good game environment. He'd probably be my favorite, but I probably wouldn't go to anyone else if everyone's in. But if we get a case where everyone is out outside of Vassell, then say Branham, Trey Jones, and Keldon are all out. Then I really like Devontae Graham, assuming he starts at the point at 4.4K. Even if just Trey Jones and Branham are out and Keldon's in, I still really like Devontae Graham. If Keldon's out, I think Sochan gets boost, he would be fine. Still like Zach Collins regardless. And then if I don't know, Trey Jones is in and Keldon's out, we'll just have to monitor what they do with the starting lineup. But we'll see. This is just a wait and see. I'll make updates on Reddit. By the way, I'll make updates in Discord as well. I'll leave a link to my Discord down below in the YouTube comments through Patreon. One of the Clippers, so Kawhi, Paul George, it's always good GPP plays just because nobody plays either. I do prefer Kawhi to Paul George. I think my favorite play on the Clippers is going to be Russell Westbrook. Not playing huge minutes, but he's been extremely, extremely productive. He actually has players on this team that can knock down shots, which I think will definitely help his assist rates and potential assists. So I think Westbrook's a solid GPP play for me. The bigs, no thank you. It's really just the main three guys on the Clippers for me. And then the Warriors, this game, Poole's probable. Like, we know Poole has a ceiling. I think Clay's been much better. I might prefer Clay for the discount. Also, has that shooting forward eligibility as well. But both have ceilings. I think Poole's the safer play. I think Clay's the guy with the higher ceiling. So always prefer ceiling and GPP. So side with Clay there. But both I think are perfectly fine. Draymond, now that the price has gone down, I think is okay. Guy that can stuff the stat sheet, good rebounder, good defender, good facilitator. I think he's okay. Dante DiVincenzo will continue to play over 30 minutes. I think he's a very safe play at 5.6K. Kevon Looney will probably play mid 20s minutes. Feels safe to me, but priced about right. I will mention Ty Jerome. He's been a consistent part of this rotation. Did he get a DMP last game? He didn't. Okay. Been a consistent part of this rotation, playing like high teens minutes, and if the game blows out, he could smash. But thought I'd just mention him, and I think that'll do it for the slate. I think the real standouts in this slate are this game right here. I really like this game, and then I like the Sixers guys. I think I am way higher on Harris and Maxey than everyone else is if Embiid's in, which might be a mistake on my part. I really don't know, but I do like Philly tomorrow, and I really like Embiid. So I hope this video helped you guys out, and I will talk to y'all tomorrow.